Hello, welcome to Down with Dragons here on Monsters of Roll. I am DM Scott, and most of which with me, as always,
Killian playing Maven Corpse Flower, a Circle of Spores druid who kind of forgot what we're doing. But I remember I was mad about it.
That's fair. We'll get to that.
Chris playing Viet, a dwarven ranger barbarian.
I thought there was going to be more to that. And Catherine
I thought about it.
playing Juniper Swift, who is currently mourning the loss of a friend.
Oh, sad.
Yeah. So I guess we made it through the holidays. It's 2022. It is Friday at 7 Central. Yep, we get another episode. Yeah, we're going to kind of dive right into this one. It's been kind of, I don't know about anybody else. I've been itching for getting back into this campaign. So let's just dig into it. Last time on Down with Dragons. The group being in a sandstorm, dealing with insectoid creatures, were battling, and many things were getting mauled, whether they be a druid turning into a sandstalker or
Yes.
land shark, as we've been calling them, and characters went down, and then some friends showed up. Talcia and Theobald, the Blackstaff, came literally riding to the rescue or to aid, changing the element of the sandstorm, opening up a pocket for everyone to be actually able to see, healing and bringing Juniper back up onto her feet, and bringing Murdet back, who had just departed. And then other things happened as the group came back together. A moment between Callan and Murdet where that power once again between them was pullable, was able to be pulled from Murdet, and Callan made the choice. And in the state that Murdet was in, exhausted and stable, but yet near death, unfortunately did not survive the transfer. And before Callan really had too much of a chance, after a tense conversation with Theobald, ascertaining if it was truly Callan or not, was immediately back in the hot seat as the entire group, shocked at the sudden change in Murdet, who was fine just a moment ago, was once again dead. And something had happened, something changed, and immediately Juniper, shocked at the change, was shooting accusations of, like, what did you do? What did you do to him? And Maven kind of like piecing this together, showing up a little bit later to this, and on the heels of Callan's return as well, in shock, not knowing exactly what was going on, and Viet also trying to play catch up of Murdet was fine, and Theobald and Juniper had done before, brought him back, immediately was do it again. Do it again. You have to do it again. And suddenly Callan was whisked away by apparently Queen Sorva showing up and telling him to hold on. And they disappeared, just as the Blackstaff staff charged and ready to unleash some sort of spell, and Talcia next to him with wand up, they disappear. And Theobald just lets out just a frustrated cry, just as Viet is still there, and just like, you have to do it again. You have to, like, and takes a moment seeing what's happening and kind of rushes over towards Murdet and half kind of pushing past Viet. Theobald goes over and kneels down, and with staff in hand, you see pulsing runes go down it and him taking a moment muttering words. That is where we are rejoining.
Mm,
Do you remember now?
I do. I do.
Now that the black staff is doing right, he's bringing him back again.
He's-
So as far as Viet's concerned, so he's pulling the his dwarven war rod out and shifting it into a hammer, and he's gonna do a quick. He's looking for Callan now, and
Roll me a
and
perception.
this other lady.
Juniper will be rushing to the side to see if she can help Theobald in any way. Just kind of in
Okay.
shock, like not even really registering.
What is Maven doing?
Maven is kind of just looking up where that wormhole was. And then probably just gonna go. I don't know. I think I'm just gonna walk over to where Theobald and Viet are and just kind of stand there. I've seen Callan die before, and now he just killed somebody. I'm not really sure how to feel.
So shock.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fair. Viet, what'd you roll?
15.
15. All right. You look around, still kind of in this area. There's no
The
footprints
sandstorm is
beyond
still
what you.
whipping around us.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. And as you kind of pace around and look and walk over to where Callan last was, and that woman who you know, not sure, you'll hear Telsia behind you like, "Dear, they're gone. There's nothing we could do." And she'll kind of walk over towards where Theobald and Juniper are and kind of Maven halfway in between both. And as Talcia kind of walks by, like kind of an unsure, half reluctant hand just kind of puts it on Maven's shoulder for just a moment. Like it's I'm sure there's something that, and she just keeps walking.
Maven will laugh
Yeah.
quietly.
Juniper, as you kind of go over, you see Theobald down on one knee holding a staff that ruins a light, and you catch the very end of his words that basically transcribe to saying, help and preserve, give us the time, give us what we can use. And after you see just kind of the ruins in the staff start to fade and go idle, you see him kind of take a deep breath out as an exertion and looks up, and it's what I can do for now. And he stands up and just kind of separating himself just a little bit from Murder's body. Cannot hear you.
Is that what you did for me?
He looks back and no, this is, I guess, probably less. We have time, I think. If I stopped a clock, I guess. It's the best thing I could do at the moment. I don't, there's a lot.
Later you will be bringing him back like you did before, yes?
We can talk
Can
about
we?
that. We have time. We have time. We can talk about. I bought
Then
us
let's make the best of it.
Talsia, and she's like, as he's kind of looks back to you and then looks back and like she's right there, and she's like, "Is it time? Are we going? Obviously, we can't stay here." He just kind of obviously her eyes probably aren't looking right now, but yeah, we should go. Talsia looks at all of you and she's like, "All right, it's time to go. We can't stay here. There are other things probably on the way eventually, and it's not safe out here. How about we find a safe spot?"
Can I do a quick look around? Is there any are there any usable, like any whole pieces of these insects left? Like any pieces worth I don't know, using for anything?
Depending on what you mean, that's possible. Roll me a perception check.
Okay.
I'm going to say with disadvantage for the simple fact of you yourself said you were kind of in a shocked place.
Yeah. Not good. Not good, friends. 6.
6. Your brain tries to kick into gear of like, all right, we need to use what we have around us and all that. And every time you try to get that thought going, you kind of re-fall on Murder's still form, and it's just like you just keep tripping, and trying to get going again.
Yeah.
All right, everyone, let's go. We need to focus. This will only take a moment.
Viet will pick Murdet back up in his fireman's carry. 4'6" Murdet, or 4'6".
Yeah.
Viet might be dragging a limb or something here, but
it dangles just fingers. Yeah. And
Murdet and I are being ready.
Talsia just looks and she's like, "Oh, okay, that will work for now. All right, everyone. Maven," she'll kind of snap.
Yeah.
"Hi. We have places to go, and your skin really shouldn't be out here for much longer. Come."
Yep. Coming.
She will just real quickly with her wand kind of just trace around the group a circle in the sand, and out of her bag she will pull a kind of strange looking kind of quartz looking stone that has some gold filigree on it, and set it down in the middle. And she'll be like, "All right, I recommend, I don't know how familiar you are with this, but I recommend just taking a nice exhale when you step through." And she'll begin casting. Within a brief moment or two, all of a sudden, a doorway will open up in front of all of you, and she'll just like, "Quickly, let's go." And they'll step through.
Yeah.
Everyone steps through, and you suddenly the temperature shifts. You are suddenly in a very cool, dry kind of environment. It's dark. Looks like there is off in the corner just smoldering kind of like remnants of a little campfire. The room around you is all like stone, carved stone, and the floor is bare. And very quickly after that doorway shuts around from behind you, Talsia will wave her wand and the campfire will start to light back up, and a few torches. You're in a probably 20 by 20 room. There is what looks like a dark hallway leading one direction, and a doorway that is shut, stone door slide. It looks like kind of like sliding doors shut. And there is, as the campfire kind of lights up, you can see there is a whole kind of camp set up of a few like sleeping bags and some gear stowed kind of in this circular room in different spots. And Telsia immediately will just like kind of take off a scarf around her neck. She's like, oh, okay. Much cooler in here. We can all relax a little bit. We are reasonably safe. Looking at Theobald, I'm going to go find out why camp is so deserted. I'll be back. And she'll start to trail off, and you'll see her wand light up as she starts to go down a hallway.
Can I follow her?
If you'd like to.
I would.
Okay.
I don't want to take too much time away from whatever we're doing. I just don't know what else to do. So I'm probably going to just walk and follow Talsia because she seems to have an idea.
We will catch up with those two in a moment then. So Juniper, Viet, you're now...
Viet would have stepped into this underground.
Yep.
Cool. He would have been almost fumbling Murdet in a rush to get his hammer out again. And so he's got Murdet kind of
help
on one shoulder and the hammer out ready, like on alert.
June's
Just
gonna
that-
help
that
so he
immediate-
doesn't drop Murdet.
Yeah, you're probably picking up. He doesn't know that you're helping, maybe, but you're keeping Murdet's head from hitting the floor. But like that, just that rush of adrenaline as he was in the all wide open, and now he's underground again, and he's not
Right.
freaking out per se, but
There's a change.
riding the ragged edge
Yeah.
there.
A little bit.
Theobald will
Um,
kind of glance at this as, yeah, Juniper, what are you doing?
She's just kind of like now stuck holding this partially. I guess like she's pretty numb. Actually, she's not.
What's
all
going
there.
on?
She just he doesn't really like enclosed underground spaces.
Is he claustrophobic?
Kind of. There's a lot to unpack there.
All right, I don't want to know, to be honest, right now.
Too much.
He will kind of gently, at first, start to just gruffly kind of move forward, and then kind of rethinking for a split second. All right, looking at you, Viet. May I help you for just a moment? This will give you a chance to get your bearings.
Yes. I was just startled.
I understand. This will give you even more of a chance to get a grip.
Half's murdered again. I am having grip. Yes.
Perfect. I'll take that as a yes. And he's going to quickly just mutter a few words. And do you refuse? As you can see, he's casting something at you. And suddenly you are under the effect of calm emotions.
Okay.
And it's just going to dial everything way down. And he's like, this isn't going to last long, but you're in a city partially underground. This is a small room, but calm emotions is under effect.
Yeah, but still.
But this area is secure.
Like his breathing will be, he'll start like rapid breathing.
Okay.
Yeah,
This
we're
area
here.
is secure.
This is not
Kind
Ellen
of looks
Dole,
back
is
at
it?
Juniper.
This is not Ellen Dole, is it?
Ellen, no. That is, that was a crashed city. This was I suppose, landed. This is Ellen Zolonia. This is not the same.
It kind of
different.
sounds the same.
It does sound the same. I'm not there. Sorry.
I mean, they were flying cities from before. So I guess maybe there is similarities. I don't know, but I know this is not.
Mishlak here? Are there good Donya Mishlak here?
Looks at Juniper.
He'll turn around and look for the door that we came in.
Gorilla beetles?
His eyes light up. He's like, no.
No.
Those are not here.
Good. That is being good.
There are things, but they're more just normal shitty monsters. But we're in a safer area. Nothing with organization, I guess. No tactics.
Where should I be putting Murdet? Maybe by the fire where he stays warm, yes? Go over it.
Yeah, that's good.
Get a cloak out and kind of wrap him up in a little burrito. Put a little something under his head.
Looks over at you, Juniper, as you see him kind of getting Murdet's body settled.
Probably Juniper helping him a little bit to get...
Just
there. Yeah, if you two are doing that, he'll kind of just leave you to it, and he's going to get this room lit up a little bit more. And some of it you see as he's like where there are torches, almost like sconces. They're just set with crystals that look almost exactly like the one you saw Telsia using. And he grabs it off the sconce, gives it a shake, and it all of a sudden starts to illuminate. And he sets it back into place. And he walks to another one, shake it, put it into place, and it illuminates.
Will be very happy. He'll have died twice. He'll be and come back from that. He'll be very happy. Won't he? He'll be in the running.
What?
He'll just kind of keep up this kind of patter as he's going on. Like he knows that Blackstaff and Juniper are going to bring him back again. So
I'm gonna roll an insight on. Oh, that was a natural 17. Theobald just not the best when it comes to interpersonal sometimes, but also knows a soldier who sometimes needs something, and you'll hear him just be like, "He's only gonna match me. I've died twice already."
That he will still be. He will lord it over Cal. Set look. His face will turn into a set look.
He's an idiot. He probably has. We'll see him again. We'll. He's always got schemes. Don't worry. And he kind of trails off a little bit, and just you can see he's a little upset too. And I'm gonna go just check, make sure everything's still set up. Our warding. Just gonna make sure. And you see, kind of he taps the staff twice, and the ruins light up, but they are more like pulsing in a slow rhythm as he kind of trails the room. And as he does, and then sets the staff down, you see there are some ruins that light up against the wall and on the floor. And then he moves to another one. We'll flash down the hall. And yeah.
Vit will make sure and tuck Murder's arm, sans tattoos, under the blanket so they don't have to see it.
Yep. Oh,
make me cry.
Down the hall, Maven, you've kind of trailed behind a little bit and catching up to Telsia, and she's holding a wand, light, and after turning a corner, you'll see her very quickly, all of a sudden, kind of just like you're probably less than 100 feet technically, and you'll see her as soon as she hits a certain spot, you'll see her shoulders just kind of drop a little bit, and she'll lean against the wall and just, oh, Maven, I didn't hear you. And she'll kind of pull out from a pouch just a small little like pipe. And she's like, I don't suppose you smoke occasionally, do you?
Yeah, like
Excellent.
sometimes.
This will be a girl's moment. And she'll start just packing a pipe. And so, how are you dealing with that? And she'll tamp it down and get
Yeah. Dealing, I guess I'm not surprised. Tulsia, like, I'm disappointed. I didn't know
what
in Callan. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. No,
Oh,
I knew.
Wow.
I knew
Hard
he came
stuff
back
right away.
different. He came back under what's her name? I know her name. I just don't
Queen
want to give her the
Sova.
satisfaction of me knowing it. Yeah, I know her.
just trying to help, dear. And she'll like light using her wand and some smoke. Take it.
Yeah.
It's not that.
I know.
It's a cigarette,
I-
basically.
I know, but it's funnier if it's not. But anyway, so
She
I
will
knew he
pass
came
that.
back. Yeah, puff pass. I got you. Yeah, share the love, share the wealth. No, I knew he came back different. I knew he was under Sorva's control. I knew he had some baggage with his brother. I just, part of me hoped, thought, pretended he was the same, that everything was back to normal and we were just adventuring again and doing jobs and not the entire world falling apart. And now he killed his brother, and I guess his brother's dead but paused.
Oh,
Still,
yes. Yeah, that's complicated.
yeah.
hmm.
And I don't think he'd want to be brought back.
Murdered,
Yeah.
your friend?
I really
I guess
don't.
I don't know him well enough to make that choice, but I mean, from what I've heard, who wants to be dead?
Well, seems a lot easier than this, but I don't know. He was pretty devout guy. I don't know. Coming back to a world where your brother killed you, I guess that'll be his thing. It's not my choice to make, but then again, it should be his and he can't. So I'm just gonna. She just takes another hit of the pipe and she's like, I'm just gonna, can I walk with you? Can I patrol with you? Where are we?
I'm not sure. We're in one of the fallen cities from before. I guess I don't know how up to date with forgotten history you are, but
Yeah.
Alan Zolona. This city.
Yes, the crashed city.
No, landed. This one landed.
Oh, yes, I knew that.
Island Doll was the horrible one that.
Yes, that one.
No, I was more actually. I mean, granted, Leech and Worm were supposed to be here, but I was more. I needed to get out of proximity from Theobald. We're intertwined, and a little distance helps with not feeling all of his emotions as well. He doesn't share well, except when you don't have a choice, except feeling the share.
Yeah, that's true, isn't it?
So much easier to be passive aggressive.
I agree. Man, why weren't we friends sooner?
Oh, well, to be honest, I'm kind of a handful when you first meet me anyway.
Yeah, I hated you. It's fine. I got over it.
It's okay. I hated you too.
It's a hug. We hug it out.
I'm not there yet.
Fair enough.
I am letting you have my pipe.
That's fair. It's almost like a kiss. She does say that out loud.
Ooh, saucy.
not like that. Like a friend one. Anyway.
No, she said that out loud too.
Oh God.
So
I no, go tell. Please say words. I don't want to.
all I know is what irritating contact I had with Callan before. And he still seemed fairly on par for being the same level of irritating.
Yeah, right?
But also, from what I remember, he was also good souled in the way of he did want to do good. So I don't know. They say the path to the dragons is paved in gold, so maybe he thought he was doing the right thing for the wrong reason, or doing the wrong thing for the right reason. I don't know. I don't feel like it's such a easy switch for anyone to do anything like that.
No.
I feel like it's inches.
There's got to be something. There's got to be a reason. I can't let myself believe that there's not a reason that he did that.
That's the problem. He's with Solva now, so who knows if we'll ever find out.
She better hope I never find her.
I understand you're angry, but let's not jinx us, because we don't want her to find us right now.
No, you're right. You're right. I'm fine. I'm fine. How are you? No, I'm fine. How are you? No, it's fine. We're gonna go do the stuff we need to do. We're gonna go bring our friend back to life and potentially have to mercy kill him again.
I feel like you and me need to get a drink sometime.
Yeah.
Not now.
I could use one.
I'm not going to be a liar. We're going to go look to see if we can find where Leech and Worm inched off to, and let's just make this a less confusing, horrible day than it already is. How about that?
Girls trip.
Yeah, and she'll put out like an arm towards you. She's like, shall we?
This day can't get any freaking weirder. Yeah, let's go.
Oh, wait, I haven't even shown you everything. And she'll just start leading you.
Can't wait.
Back into the chamber where you all arrived. What is, after you all have had a moment to settle down in that space, slowly, Viet, that calm emotion spell started to wear off. But you've had time to at least, you know where you are. It's not the same place, but still underground. What are you two doing at the moment?
June would probably be looking around for like a teapot or something to try and start making tea. Like she knows that Viet has one, but she's not about to ask for it.
So just looking around, Theobald's kind of still going through the process of checking all the wards and stuff like that. And Viet is, doing, if you're not asking, you kind of start looking and you do see some gear here, like a, bag here, stuff like that. And closest to like the fire on the other side from where you're at, there is this large, like a bag that looks like it is made for someone who's going to climb Everest. I mean, it has got like, some of it is almost like a wooden cabinet with straps on it. And inside you can hear noise. There are
nope.
little like, and you hear like things jingling, and yeah, there's all kinds of things. There's like a little bag that you can see, like it has a glass bottom, and then it's got holes through this leather bag on top, and you can see there's roots growing out of the bag. Okay. But there is like attached to one of them, almost looks like more of like a flowering can.
I'm not going near that stuff. That would be the time you see that and you're like, Viet, can I use your teapot?
Yes. Yes. Of course you may. You are
We'll
not
just-
wanting any of the tea. Yes. It is not good for a human that I'm not thinking.
No.
Yes. I washed the teapot out really, really good.
So she'll just take that and start kind of putting different herbs and things together. Whatever she's got left. We know I don't have any chamomile, but whatever else we've got that would make sort of a just to have something to do.
I have
The
one
mind's not there. The
question.
hands want to be busy.
How did he clean the teapot in the middle of a desert?
Scouring.
I've been making water.
Yeah.
Oh,
We
okay,
have a
cool.
cleric making food and water.
How convenient. Carry on, friends.
Spit baths.
That's what I was thinking.
It's just more flavor.
Yeah.
So yeah, basically trying to keep mind and hands busy because
Yeah.
she's exhausted and shocked.
After a brief amount of time, Theobald will finish and kind of come back over, and you're making tea, and he'll kind of nod approvingly, just from his days of sometimes just keeping your hands busy is the best thing you can possibly do. And he'll kneel down near you. Viet, what are you kind of doing during all of this?
Viet would have kind of taken a quick pace around the room just to double check for himself that where the entrances and exits are, and then probably sit down next to Murdet.
Okay.
And just kind of be on watch and occasionally fussing with Murdet's blanket and stuff like that. Not creepy at all.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's kind of sweet in a morbid way.
It's so sweet.
Like, oh,
Yeah.
he's got to be tucked in a little more. Oh, there's a
Yep.
strand of hair. Like, yeah.
Oh my god. Precious.
As Theobald kind of kneels down a little bit near the fire, sees you making tea and stuff, and you've got it all set and it's hanging there. Looking over, you both kind of see Viet doing this now, and he looks across the fire at you, Juniper, and he's like, we probably we need to talk. Is he going to be okay for a little bit by himself?
Viet, will you be okay by yourself?
Yes, Murdet and I will be fine.
Awesome. He'll kind of just gesture to follow, and he'll walk and go to those sliding doors. And
June, you may
He
hear
will-
him muttering, talking to Manny and Fenris as you guys are.
You'll see him reach for on the inside of this door frame from where the doors are. You'll see him reach and grab a stone and twist it, and the door is open.
Well, that's fancy.
And walk in and kind of gesture for you to come in.
She'll follow him.
And then he'll, on this other side of that frame from the door, same kind of stone, just give it a twist, and he'll just kind of nod towards you, Viet. He's like, we'll be right in here, and seal the door.
We are fine.
In here, as the door shuts, you'll see you are in a much larger room. It is circular, and it is probably 50 by 50, like in just a circle though. And it has, like, every 10 feet, kind of it goes up another level to the middle. And once you get past the outer edge, it almost seems like it's all made of different kind of quartz material. It's all see-through, and there's all kinds of like golden and like filigree along the edges. And as soon as the door shuts, some of it just dimly illuminates, and you can see it as a like 100 feet up vaulted kind of ceiling to this chamber.
Okay.
Feels almost
This is-
like being what?
Sorry, what were you gonna say?
Kind of being like in a, even though it's all stone, being like in a glass dome, like of how it's
Okay.
arched upwards.
Does it have like a whitish hue, or is it very, very translucent?
It's fairly translucent, but a little bit of it has that quartz kind of milky white-ish to the stone, because it is still a stone, but it's very smooth and yeah.
Okay, so is
Polished
it slightly
quartz
reminiscent?
material.
Okay, is it slightly reminiscent of like that marble, like palace type place from her vision?
Oh, different.
Okay.
Yep.
Wow. This is impressive.
Oh, this is dim. It's there's more. We'll get to that. So you need to tell me. You were talking about I guess our connection. But when we brought Murdet back, your friend, you helped. And you did like, I felt it. You connected with me doing that. Like, did you hear the voice?
DM help. It's been weeks. She did hear something. Yes.
17.
17. That's right. Yes. I heard a voice.
The maidens.
You did good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
She said you did good. 17 to go. I don't know what that
17
means.
left. Yeah.
Oh, you heard that
okay.
too?
No, yeah, well, yes. I've heard it before. Right. You're part of a very elite, cursed elite group, I guess. Let me give you, I guess, the easiest version of this. Hope you can handle. There is only you've seen the other side. I'm guessing from you said that I helped save you, and you came back, or I guess we didn't go too in depth with any of it. Do you know what's on the other side of life?
For me, it was awful. Just
That's
vast plain of terrified people and
yep.
a dragon consuming souls. So
Yeah. That's not for you. That's for everyone. That's what's waiting. There is
it's super comforting.
a barrier between us and the gods who should be part of our world. The maiden, she's the one I think you heard, if what you said is true. She's one of them. There are rules that I don't fully understand yet. I'm still piecing them together. It doesn't really change anything whether you understand or not. They have limits.
Mm-hmm.
You now have, I'm guessing, the power within you to bring people back from that place in the right circumstance. But it's limited. There's so much of that energy from the maiden trapped here within our side of the barrier. There's about 17 more that can be ever brought back. And your friend used one of them. There was 18. I hope you understand what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, I think so.
And the longer he's there, the less of him will come back.
That makes sense. You said that it was the energy that was left here. Is there a way to make more of that energy?
Not that I've figured out. You can, I guess, add leverage to it, and that's a little bit of what you and me did. We gave some of ourselves to it. But no, until any kind of gestures up, like you've seen the sky.
Mm-hmm.
That's a representation of the barrier that literally is around this continent. As far as that I know, I don't know how far it goes, but there's more out there apparently.
From the time before. Do you know what the time that was promised is?
Roll for him. He looks confused and he's like, Talcy is better with some of the histories and remembering all the details. Without more context, I don't know.
Gosh, this is gonna sound insane, but
I mean,
we brought somebody back. Okay, it's not gonna sound that insane. Do you? So we went inside Viet's head, sort of, kind of, to help him. He's got a lot of stuff in there, and he wasn't dealing with it, and so we went to kind of, heal a spot that was broken so that he could, kind of function. While we were in there, I had a vision. I think. I don't even really know. I think part of it was real, part of it wasn't. But I had a vision of this, I get marble palace, like not even a real palace. It was really weird, but there were these glowing entities. I couldn't really make out a shape, but I heard their voices, and then they were talking about the time that was promised and something about blood ties. Does any of that make sense to you?
Yeah, I'm going to roll again, seeing as there's a little bit of news. Wow, that's a 4 and a 3. So, no, he's like,
bold.
Yeah. He's just, I mean, I'm interested and I believe you. How did you get inside of someone's head?
So we have this friend called Celie. So Celie Griswold.
Oh, no. Okay. I believe you. I believe you. Yeah, no, you 100% went in. Yeah, you went inside of your friend's head. Okay. I don't know. Talcia might know more than me. I'm sorry. Yeah. You understand I can't bring your friend back again, right?
Yeah, I know.
Like I can. So can you.
But we shouldn't.
Okay. I just
Maven's right
needed
again.
to make sure you understood. It's a big thing to try at once. And just not even to, if you don't do the proper precautions and all that, every time you try it, and please, the only advice I can give you that I was given is don't. There's a chance you can join them. It might not work. And even if it does, there's no guarantee what you bring back is who they were.
That really sucks.
Death normally does.
He doesn't deserve that place. No one
Most
deserves that
don't.
place.
And he kind of looks towards the closed door. Can he take that?
He'll have to.
All right. We have time before we have to truly cross that bridge. It was the only thing I could think of, to be honest. We have 10 days before that clock starts again. But we can talk more if you want about this. I'll pray. Maybe the maiden has a different opinion. I just know my first instinct is the fact of we did this once. The same person twice feels, no matter who it is, wasteful.
Yeah.
Talking from someone who's been brought back twice myself. And kind of looks at you, sorry, and as you kind of are about to have that thought, which means you took one of those numbers too, probably.
Then I better make that worth it.
I know the feeling.
We have to take him to the monastery.
And he kind of looks down just for a second. You can see a little bit of actual emotion, weight hit him. He's like, I have to tell his brother.
I think I have to tell his dad.
As he kind of starts to reach for the doorknob, the stone, he just kind of stops for saying, he's like, this is going to suck. He just turns the thing and the doors start to open.
Yeah.
About that time, as you two come back out, Viet, you're sitting there next to Murdet, chatting.
Built up the fire a little bit. He was a little cold.
Talcia and Maven will return. And they'll get back and she'll kind of she looks a little looks more relaxed. I don't know if Maven does, but Talcia looks more relaxed a little bit, her mask back up. And so how about a good night's rest? I think we all could use it.
Yeah.
And then
Take
we
what
will
I
be
can get.
bringing, and then we will be bringing Murdet back then tomorrow after rested. Yes.
Yet
we'll all talk about it after a good night's rest. How about that? And we can bring him with us while we rest.
We are not resting here.
Oh, we're resting. I mean, adjacent. How about that? Much roomier.
Look, I've slept in worse.
Talcy, she's like, why would you if you didn't have to? Walks
Kevin was not
over
being that
and-
bad.
Keeping up for you.
pulls out a piece of chalk, looking back over her shoulder. Kevin, and starts to draw an arch on the wall, and then tucks the chalk back in, says a few words, and knocks on the wall, and all of a sudden you see separation. And it opens. And there is a grand staircase, double staircase going up, chandelier entryway with a dining room table stretching down from that entryway. And she gestures in. She's like, our abode awaits for the next day. I feel we could use baths and rest and room service and all the luxuries we deserve.
Look, if this is a flex, I'm here for it.
Dear, this isn't a flex. This is my reality. And she'll step in.
Oh, I love her.
June will follow. Yeah, I'm in there.
Yeah, we'll roll up the cloak, tuck everything away, have to murder it up again, drag him.
As you start to like go, and she's like, "Oh dear," and she'll wave, and all of a sudden, like a disc of force will appear underneath Murdet and float and start. She's like, "Come," and
She could do that
Murder's-
the whole time.
I was
oh,
just gonna
100%.
say, you could do that the whole time.
And a disc will come into the entryway, and
Fit will
you'll
be
see
watching
there's
this very
kind-
carefully, making sure it's not too bumpy for her.
oh, smooth. And right near, kind of as you come into this grand room, there is kind of just kind of sitting benches and like large kind of deep couch, and you'll see it carefully dispense him onto it. And she'll very quickly take off her cloak and hold it up and just let go. And all of a sudden you'll see this very massive fuzzy hand catch it. And you all track that hand and look up and see about a 8 to 9 foot tall, hairy bulk of like a Yeti, Bigfoot kind of. Think Harry and the Hendersons closer to, for the facial. And it just, she was like, I'm sorry. Benson, would you please put that away, make sure it's taken care of, get the rooms ready for everyone. We all need to wash and bathe, get all the sand out of the horrible spots, and dinner for all. And you just see a head go down. Of course.
Is Blackstaff anywhere near Viet?
He is kind of, without stopping, kept walking towards the table, which has just like some fruits and stuff like that on it, and is setting his staff against the table and just kind of looks back, shaking his head a little bit, and just, Benson, you don't have to listen to her like that. And it just, yes. And,
I love Benson.
and then from behind all of you, as you're kind of making your way in, just kind of taking all of this in. I mean, it's a gigantic mansion in here.
Subtle.
Talcy is kind of gesturing. She's like, all the rooms and bedrooms are upstairs. Maven, yours is the first one on the left, and points at you. Redhead dear, you're the next one on the left. You, dearie, you're adorable. You are first on the right. The other rooms are for others. The center, grand double door. If you need anything, that's where I'll be. Theobald, if you make it to our room, by all means. Otherwise, he lingers here and there.
Which room is being murdered?
Oh,
He can share with me.
Theobald will deal with this one. And she's just going to go upstairs. She's like, I'm going to take a bath. As you all kind of exchange looks, the door is still open to outside, and you're going to start to hear some voices from down the hall. Two voices distinct, chatting back and forth. What is that first voice sound like again?
Well, who are these people? Good. We could use a little help down here.
Right, but no, they didn't even grab any of our stuff. And going back towards the fire, you hear all this creaking and you hear squawking and stuff like that. And as a figure starts to grab that like cabinet backpack and put it on.
Hello?
Is that a thing? Should we be worried?
Hello?
Yeah, suddenly coming through the door. What do we see when we see the first small figure coming through the door?
You see a very heavily equipped gnome relic hunter strapping on, dropping some packs and satchels and picking up other stuff. Kind of staring at all the other bodies in the area. Is like, if you're gonna stare, you might as well help me.
No.
Sorry, do you need help? Like, yeah, June will like, oh God, of course, where are my manners? Like, go help.
It's
Sure.
okay. I'm used to it.
And then from behind, you also hear it's like, all right, I'll take some help if anyone wants to help me. And you'll see Leech, Scoblin, floppy ears. He's got a goatee made of literally leeches. Comes through dragging this giant like menagerie of bags and boxes and things hanging off of it. Right. Anyone?
I'll help
No,
lead.
definitely
Holy
help, yeah.
crap! Maven.
I never thought I'd be so happy to see you.
Well, Royd, I mean, might handsome.
What the hell are you doing here? How did you
Well,
get here?
Oh, I got here because I was brought here because apparently you buggers couldn't get to where you're supposed to be at the monastery. Sealy
Right.
dropped me off there with Blink, and then Blink, well, she did what Blink does, and she left. And then I waited around for a bleeding week, and there were bleeding giants coming up from. Anyway, suddenly, the right people told me this is not the place for you, and here I am. And I kind of points towards you, Worm, and just is like, and I met someone of like-minded fascination and stature.
Yeah. Leech, I don't envy your job. This turned out much better. Theobald warned me of some things in this area, and well, I did have to deal with some crew fixes, and as you can see, I'm fine. So I gave him the slip. No sweat.
Theobald kind of like gets a little bit stiff, and he's like, "Really? I mean, I told you to stay near camp. That we were going to investigate together for the simple fact of those. Never mind. Never mind.
Hey, this nose can't wait when there's relics to be found."
You're
Was
cool.
it worth it?
Was it worth it? Well, here, let me, where did I put it? Yeah, I've got, I found a bunch of good stuff. So he's digging through his satchel. He's digging through his chest. He's digging through his tool chest. He's digging through backpack. It's, there was a box, and then there was a case with stones. It's right here. It's right here. Totally worth it. I don't know what they are. Totally worth it.
What do you do with them?
Ah, well, you see, my lady, these are, I'm really good at finding things connected to the old order. I don't know what you might call it, but there's lots of stuff floating around, buried, that, has some strange linguistic, historical, political, cultural context that can be the key to maybe giving this world some hope.
Cool.
Course, you had your
Does Viet know this dude?
roll me a history check. You guys might have run at least in parallel circles.
With a -2, that'd be a 14.
So far, like other than the worm, like the worm does at least ring a bell of like you've never met him, but you've heard of at least some other, Tomb Raider, or that definitely is in a similar business to what you were in once upon a time, though a little bit more altruistic.
Are you being knowing one Quincy Alvin Gimbal Deadeye McMuggins?
I feel like I would remember a cat like that.
You would actually, yeah.
So
You like vaguely. You might not have had a long standing, but you have at least heard of him, like at least in passing. Of he knows a thing or two, but also troublesome at the same time.
oh, maybe some competition for.
Yeah, I mean that would be about the extent of it. Like you might not like him just because he's been in some of the same business as you.
Feel like I just missed the chance to tell him that whatever he was holding belonged in a museum at least a couple times.
It's about right. After a little bit of back and forth, and Theobald kind of walks over to you, Worm, and can it wait till we all get some sleep? It's been kind of any gestures towards the person you just kind of didn't really notice that was laying on the couch that is a dead body. And like, it's kind of been a day for us. Maybe we could kind of go over what you found and everything in the morning, and just get into all this tomorrow.
Oh, absolutely, Theobald. Maybe the Kruthix could have given me a break when I wanted to take a nap.
I told you not to go exploring until we got back.
Hey, you're lucky you have me. I like hanging around old relics. So,
I mean, that's why we sought you out specifically. We needed your expertise, but our friend kind of looking at all of you, like Seely told us we had to be somewhere as well to pick up some strays. So we didn't really have a chance to hang out too long.
So would Worm know Seely?
Seely, he's at least heard, like in the last couple like day or so of talking to Leech. Leech has bitched about Seely.
For sure.
You at least know of Seely. You probably have never met Seely, but she's weird. She's always putting Leech in the worst possible situations to be, of help when the time was needed. But he's wound up in the Deadwoods, alone on a cliffside. He's been at a monastery attacked by giants. He's been in a city attacked by zombies. And now he's in a deep, dark cavern. It's like he's got an issue maybe with being taken this way and that.
She's that friend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ah, well, I guess by deduction and association, that would make use these old scalebinder adventurers that I've been hearing about. Is that who I'm meeting here?
I don't appreciate the old comment.
Of course. There's nothing old about you, and I know old.
Maven preens a little bit and then
Right,
kicks some sand out of her hair.
former scalebound, as we all, and kind of he holds up a kind of area that is all
Does he have,
grizzled
like, a
and
hole
scarred.
pulled burned through his arm.
It looks like he has probably like, it looks like at first like kind of just this horrible visage of like scarred tissue, and it's like stuffed a little bit with like something, and it's just like it's like a former. We're all most of us all.
Like
Like a handkerchief.
Reformed
You
scalebound.
really think it's just a handkerchief? You think he doesn't have something living
No.
in that?
I'm sure it's a living handkerchief of some kind.
Yeah, well, dropping that scalebinder tattoo was the good fashion choice, and you're lovely, Maven. It's good to finally meet you.
Pleasure's all mine. If I hadn't witnessed 2 murders today, I think I'd want to sit and chat. But and then she walks away and up to her room.
And Worm looks at Juniper. Not so sure I know the name to pin on you.
Oh, I'm Juniper.
Are
Not really anybody.
where are you from, Juniper?
Highport originally.
You're
Huh.
aware of the state of Highport, Worm.
Okay. So you get the sense that he sees something peculiar about you that he's really searching for.
Am I making you uncomfortable for some reason, or
Well, that's the thing about all these hidden trinkets and relics and clues that we're looking for. You never know exactly what the end of the puzzle's going to look like.
that doesn't really answer my question?
It's nice to meet you.
Worm, would you roll me a perception check real quick?
Yeah,
Confusing to meet you.
I shall. That is a 21.
Awesome. This is the equivalent of a whisper, so I'm not going to go into more of it. This is more of remind me. I've wrote it down though. Man, that sword on her hip, man. That belongs in a museum. You get the
Right.
gist of what I mean by that, right?
You got me.
So Maven has gone up one of the double staircases and is going to her room.
My mother was naming me Viet,
Ah,
but my friend Quincy called me Le Marteau Faux.
well, my name is Oliver Jagervitz, but everybody calls me the Worm. I've been a handy scout and a relic hunter for, over 100 years now. So I kind of like the moniker now.
Wait, are you Dr. Worm? The Dr. Worm? I'm not there. I'm sorry.
Dr.
My
Worm.
apologies. It's my favorite song.
Greetings,
Anywho.
Dr. Worm.
All right, focus.
Sorry.
Right. Well,
Carry on.
if Theobald's going off to bed and Maven's going off to bed, then Viet will go over and pick up Murdet and drag him up the stairs.
As you start to, all of a sudden, that large creature walks over and just scoops him up. May I help?
Thank you. My mother was naming me Viet. This is Murdet.
And he just kind of, like half, like Murdet. I was created being called Benson.
It is nice meeting you, Benson.
It is nice meeting you, Viet.
I love him so much.
They're brothers.
Viet will,
And he'll
will wait
just-
for. Viet's also waiting for the first move.
Okay, I think we should.
This
all
is
head
gonna
to
go
bed
on for a little
now.
bit.
Yeah, June will intervene like after a few. Just like, okay, let's all head on up the stairs and go to bed because I'm exhausted. Let's.
Viet will take a half step up. And
That half step with you.
God.
we'll do this all the way up the stairs.
Okay.
Gosh, with June stuck behind them, just like one step at a time.
Worm, you everyone has gone up the stairs.
I found him.
Le-
I found it. Oh, they're all gone.
Leech is still there, and he's like, "Right, what did you find?
Okay. Should I bring him out?
Bring who out?
Talking. This is Mick talking to the DM. Should I bring out the items that Dr.
Oh.
Worm has found?
How about we wait for that for the following?
That's
But-
the answer to my question.
There you go. Leech will kind of grab and start dragging his stuff into us just down the like underneath the staircase into another room, and he's just like, right, don't worry about me, I'll just take care of all the creatures and all the benefits and feed everything and stay up all night by myself.
No, dead silence.
Yep, perfect. Worm, are you also going to head up to your room? You've been here at least one other time.
Yep. I grab my satchel with my notebook and these items and head upstairs.
Okay. So you all get up to your rooms at different times, some taking far longer. Worm, you actually get to the top of the stairs right as the next group just got to the top. And Maven, when you open, like you go to your door, you can see there's like ivy on the archway, and you open it, and ironically, it is kind of reminiscent of that cottage you saw in Viet's house.
Oh, I love it.
Viet, when you finally get to yours, you open, and it is actually that cottage.
I will be getting door for you, Benson.
Benson, please allow me. And he kind of cradles Murdet in one arm, and he goes to reach as well. Like, my pleasure.
Ooh.
Yeah.
He opens, and inside is the cottage you also vaguely, reminiscently remember without remembering in your head. Very
This is
homey.
very nice. This is very nice. Bedroom, yes.
Mm,
We're gonna do this
Mr.
dance at the door again. We're
Yeah.
waiting for whoever to go in
Hey,
first.
let me.
You can put
So
him
that'll
on
go
bed.
on.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, and he kind of gestures towards you to go in. Juniper, you will, I'm guessing, vacate at that point of like this could go on for an hour.
Yeah, like she's just trying to get like around them to get to
Yeah,
the door.
and you get a fuzzy, and you get around, and you go to your door, and it's not the same, but once you open the door, it has that close enough that it feels like home, but it's different enough that it doesn't feel
Mm.
intrusive.
Okay, good.
Yeah, and where it's like it's familiar without ever have been there.
Okay, but not too familiar.
Right. It's that
But not too
comfortable in
not
between.
familiar.
Okay, if it was too familiar, she's sleeping on the couch, but we're good.
Fair. No, it's not by any means. Yeah. by coming through the door, she might have picked your brains a smidgen and, made an accommodation that was comfortable. That was about it. So yes, you all go to your respective rooms. Worm, you have yours, which is probably a mixture of like
Like a ship's cabin and airplane cockpit, and
I was
some sort
thinking
of
more of like a
bizarre,
captain's stateroom
Yeah.
kind of thing. It has
Exotic, yeah.
maps and books and scroll.
Yeah, I've got lots of books. I got lots of maps. Got lots of notes. Got lots of tools.
Cave.
Need all those fine tools for excavation, archaeology, paleontology.
Perfect. Everyone gets a good night's sleep eventually. Even Viet makes his way into his room. The next
He'll set up
morning, you
camp
all
on the
meet.
floor in front of the door.
Yeah, wherever you'd like. Using Murdered as a pillow. I don't know.
Oh, brother can have the bed.
Oh, he has the bed. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's right. You are the sweetest friend that no one deserves. Like, let's
That's
be
so
honest.
true.
It's so true.
The next morning, you all reconvene downstairs. It is like anything you could ever imagine for like a breakfast. It's there.
Groats.
It's way better than create food and water.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is very, lush, So you all eat.
Continental.
Afterwards, yes.
Don't happen to be any pants in my room, would there be?
There are anything you could think of. If you're looking in a drawer for something comfortable, there are like silk pants, loose kimono style. There's like anything you can think of. Yeah.
Leopard
Would
print.
paw through until he found some. Ooh. He would paw through until he found something serviceable enough.
Yep.
That isn't too fancy, because he doesn't want to, get it dirty. 'Cause he's just borrowing it.
Yeah. So you have very comfortable but serviceable, pants that fit a man of your stature.
Finally.
Been weeks.
And as you kind of like, ooh, yeah, and start to step out, you do hear like a voice in your head, like, room to grow.
Aw.
You all
Fiat
make your
might
way
have a
and-
little bit of a strut this morning.
Oh
yeah.
my God.
Oh. And yeah, delivered also. I feel like Murdett's body would be also delivered downstairs again by Benson. Would Viet want him to come with or no?
He can rest up there upstairs.
Oh, okay. Just making sure. I oddly just felt like you were
I'm
going to
not
want to
thinking
have
this.
him in a chair near him. Just
Like a weekend at birth.
yeah.
It did
That's
cross my
kinda where
mind. It did cross my
Okay.
mind, but he needs to rest up. He has big day today.
Right. Theobald looks like, and he's kind of, he doesn't sit at the table. He kind of just stands off to the side and is kind of eating just some of the out of all the extravagant food, he's eating some of the most basic, almost like really nice granola or like really, just hearty, simple, and like a cup of like tea or coffee type thing, and just off to the side, leaning against the wall. Talcy is in full decadence mode. I mean, she's not even wearing like, we're going out today. She's like in a robe, her hair's up, and like she's like, ooh, have you tried the yeah, she's enjoying herself.
My girl. I love her.
Oliver, what did you
Where do you have
find
the
yesterday?
strychnine?
That's not a thing that people eat.
Talcy is like,
Strychnine?
of course there's some down Benson, did you not bring it out? And she looks at you like, well, of course, joking, right?
Gets the heart pumping.
You'd think that, but
Oh, he's a dwarf. They're strange. We can get poison brought out, I guess, if that's something that's needed.
Thank you.
He is serious. All right. Yeah. Benson, poison this man.
Not like too much though.
I mean,
We've
let's
we've
see
been
where
eating
it goes.
really bland for weeks. So like take it baby steps back to that like spice level. Just
Guess I was not
we
wanting
still have to travel.
to harm any of you. So
I just don't want to harm your gut.
I just spit everywhere. I'm very upset that that just happened. Anyway,
Theobald, especially after the question the thing that Viet had said before, just Worm, what did you find while you were out there? I'm curious, seeing as you put yourself and Leech in danger, I guess, and yet it's worth it.
And don't worry, Theobald, I handled it. I'll dump out the items. There's a small stone box locked with runes on it.
Mhm.
There's a metal case, and then there's a case that looks like it holds a book. You're welcome.
Lovely. I don't know. Did you spend any time? Like, do you know what any of it is, or do we?
Yes.
have to-
So this one, I had to bribe a Kruthic with a boot to the eye to get this one. That's a small stone box that is currently locked.
and Leech will be like really well locked, like multiple attempts.
Yeah. But, it's obviously not garbage because I found it. Okay. Any ideas, Theobald?
He's kind of like, I'll be honest, glancing at Talcia, who is in like, at least from all external, looks like she's not in any way paying attention. She's in full, like, it's a spa day.
All right.
He and then looks back at you. He's like, honestly, Oliver, I was hoping you'd help us with some of that.
Oh, sure. I can open this one up. I was waiting for a crowd to just gather around and we could figure it out together.
I'm having crowbar if that is helping at all.
I like your spirit. We should hang out more. So, all right. Well, this one has some stones inside of it. So he takes the metal case, opens it up. There's a number of small stones inside of it. The specific nature of the stones remains unknown. DM Scott, what do they actually look like?
Okay. They are all probably about, yay big. They are all slotted into individual slots, and each one is, or two of them have a little bit of like almost like they're all clearly like stones. They're flat, very, fairly thin. And two of them have a little bit of a red sheen, like their stone is a little bit darker and red looking. One has a bluish tint to the stone, and then three of them look to be like intermingled with lots of like almost like silver or platinum, like it just really like silvery material interlaced with them. And if you look carefully at them, especially in the light, as you kind of pitch them back and forth, you can see there's actually ruins across them that you can see like iridescent that go across the surface.
So obviously these red DVDs are movies that are rated R, and these blue ones are
The red band.
and then I have a case that presumably I can open up. It has a book inside of it. Am I right that can be opened?
Yeah, that one's just it's got just a latch on it.
Okay.
And carefully open it up. There is a book inside, and next to it actually is another little tube. And upon opening that up carefully, you can see there's like some sort of powder that's in it.
All right. So Theobald's no help. Can Worm intuit anything more from the ones that are opened?
Yeah, like what are you looking at specifically?
Take a closer look at the metal case with the DVDs in it.
With the DVDs, okay. All right, roll me an Arcana just to start off with, unless you
Okay.
were going to use any kind of identification type of.
I could do that, but we'll go
Can
with
Viet
this
give
for
him any
now.
assistance with his limited Arcana proficiency? Just
Oh yeah.
Roll with advantage.
saw
So,
something
yeah,
like
as-
that over in blah 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 blah.
Okay.
Yeah,
With advantage. All right.
yeah, sure.
Got a oh, I did get a better one. That's 27.
So yeah, between the two of you kind of bouncing a couple ideas off, and you're kind of looking at it, and you get the suspicion that these are some sort of like augmentation stones. You've heard in the circles you've traveled in of like different things that like, oh, I think I've heard of something like that doing this or that, you know. They have potentially lots of different things they can do. Each one does its own specific thing. But it can alter weapons. Because as you kind of look at them more closely, they're kind of look like they're like a oversized like whetstone.
Mm.
All right. I think to Viet specifically, since he's so interested, I'll kind of explain that. Yeah, I've seen items like this before. Pretty sure you can use them to add properties to your weapons and implements.
That was Quincy's theory too. He didn't have any, but he was kept his eyes open, and he told the rest of our crew to be watching for things like that. Yes.
Well, all right. If you're ever inclined to give it to some experimentation, hey, I could
That
use
was
your help.
more Callan's area.
The fool.
Yes. The hanging.
Oh, where is the fool?
Sore subject.
I'm what
Quiet
happened to
down.
the mood in the room here? What's going on?
Talcia will just kind of scoffing a little bit. She's like, "Oh, betrayal, murder,
The usual.
drama. How about that? Could you
We were
pass those
trusting him.
scones?"
We were trusting him, and he did a bad thing.
He's kind of a curiosity himself. Who knows what kind of ancient hullabaloo the fool and his lot were mixed up with?
Your guess would be as good as ours at this point.
Especially with those tattoo business.
Yeah, I heard he's got some sort of Deadwood origin. That's that right there.
Viet will look at who was that lady who showed up? Was that his girlfriend?
Mm.
Oh,
Do,
yes.
I don't know.
I mean,
Theobald will kind of, as Talcia is like kind of half tittering to herself and about to say something snarky. That was Queen Sorva.
So yeah, Viet, the word around the newsstands is that they're kind of a thing.
Sorvin de Caldas.
Isn't that the name? She's named after one of the gods.
And he kind of looks at all of you like, does he not know?
He went with her. Did he go with her willingly, or was he kidnapped? Do we have to go? He starts standing up. Do we have to rescue Callan,
No.
hanged fool?
No, Viet, he went with her willingly.
Ah,
Yeah, I don't think it would have mattered if it was willing or not, to be honest. I'm
yeah, you're
hoping no. Sorry.
talking about a dragon god. The sun doesn't give a damn what time it is in Dragonlock, and the dragon gods don't play by our rules.
He is his boyfriend of a dragon god.
I think it might be a little more complicated than that, but yes.
Are they?
I don't ask it. Don't.
Okay.
I don't want to know.
Can Worm attempt to unlock the stone box?
Just you're better off not knowing that yet.
Yeah, if you just want to try to unlock it, sure. Roll me thieves tools check.
Mm-hmm.
So these are relics from the time before.
They were found in this. Like, if you just say that Theobald is like, yeah, I'm guessing Worm must have found them in one of the chambers and in the city.
Hey, so thieves tools check is a 23.
Still locked. Like you start to like try to pick the little lock, and it's like as you go, and it's like you feel like your lockpick is starting to bend, and it's like, ooh, nope, I'm gonna screw something up if it might be magically locked. You're not sure. Like there are ruins all along it, so
Okay.
What did the runes look familiar at all?
roll me an Arcana check.
Oh, that's a natural 20. 24. Natural 24.
No, they do not.
Mhm.
Okay.
But they're not familiar, but you do get that immediate like feeling of stop, danger.
She'll say that then. Stop. Danger. Whoa. Okay. Maybe don't open that box.
That 20 helped.
I don't think you should open that
Why?
box.
What are you seeing here that I'm not seeing?
It's just a gut feeling.
Probably the eggs.
I've got a gut feeling about you, so I'm inclined to believe you.
Leech
What do you
will
mean?
kind of lean next to you, Maven, and be like, I got plenty more Galton eggs if you're looking for some. Thank you, Mick.
Leech, no. Leech. Leech, never,
Whole jaw. I always make sure I have them.
never again.
You will be asking for my golden eggs when you're starving.
Does Viet hear this?
No.
Yeah.
His ears might perk up.
And he just looks across like, you had golden eggs?
My grandmother's recipe? Yes. You have some?
I'll have
Are
a whole
you-
jaw.
I haven't had any since I was boy.
Oh, he'll just lean off the table and just go running out of the room.
You're gonna be the best of friends.
Oh my gosh.
What do you mean you have a gut feeling about me?
You're not quite human, are you?
I was.
There's a little bit more to you, just like there's a little bit more to these runes.
What do you mean?
Hmm. Well, I don't know if I want to get into it if you don't know.
I mean, my whole purpose is to figure that out. So please.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
I don't know. So DM Scott, would it be appropriate for I think Worm would have kind of saw something. The sword piqued his interest, and then saw something deeper.
Oh, for sure. Like, first off, like anyone who's used to it and knows how to look for it
Mhm.
would just like the equivalent of like a paladin and a cleric, regardless of
Yeah. Okay.
whatever. Like they'd almost like hearing just that, like they just feeling that harmony between the two.
Right.
Like if you know what to look for, you can feel that note coming off that person. So like there definitely is like at least a divine touch or something there.
That's right. So there's a divine touch or something there.
Mwah.
I was being vague for you. But I could have been more eloquent, I guess, if you were.
There's something angelic about you, and you can take that any way you like.
I think I nudged Juniper and I say, I think he's flirting with you.
Yeah, we'll have a piece of bread. Are you going to be boyfriend and girlfriend now?
No.
Wouldn't I be a lucky guy?
Oh.
Theobald will kind of choke in his teacup a little bit.
That's sweet.
Um,
Talcy, on the other hand, is just sitting there with her cup, just like,
she's like, I
this
love
is
that.
everything I could have wanted for morning breakfast.
Absolutely.
At that time,
well,
all of a
Miss
sudden,
Swift-
you're going to hear Leech coming down the hall. He's like, I've got him. Carrying a big mason jar. Just full.
What is, are you okay?
No. Mm-mm. Maven gets up. I got it. I go sit by Telsia. I can't. I got it. I gotta go over here.
So yeah,
And,
at one end of the table, there's a jar being opened. And continue, Worm. Sorry.
just for future reference, Viet, the waste bin is right there in the corner.
You're gonna need it.
What would you be wasted? What is being wasted?
You darn right. What would you waste these juicy little morsels? And he'll hand one to you, Viet.
Okay.
And he'll clink. You're like, oh, yeah. Like
right.
your grandmother?
This is just like I remember my grandmother's recipe. Yes.
You damn right it is. You know.
Can I have one for Murdet? He should try this. He likes trying dwarven delicacies.
I'll make sure you get a load of these before we split wise.
Thank you, Mr. Leach. Yes.
Of course, somebody who actually cares about fine dining.
I'm kicking Tulsi under the table. Are you watching this? We're
Try not
gossiping.
to.
I think, Worm would have absentmindedly just broke the tension by using some paper to etch the runes on the small box for now. And then I guess he'll cast Identify on the case with the book inside.
Okay. Roll me an Arcana check real quick.
That's 13.
13. Okay. You're gonna get two. Actually, roll me a second one just for fun.
Okay.
You're gonna get two like kind of mirroring things, like as you do the case, the book, and the little vial next to it of that powder. Both have some magical essence to them.
Okay.
And what's the second roll?
10.
10. Okay, perfect. You get off of both of them the book. You definitely get the sense of there is some kind of like warding to the book. Nothing aggressive, but it would make sense. Like somebody, you know, password protected their book, you know, arcanely speaking. The other one, you get a lot more off of. You suddenly, to your mind, and especially like looking at carefully and then kind of just giving it a light sniff, immediately get this numbing kind of euphoric sense to you as yellow desert rose pops into your head. This is a like things as well. You've read old like manuscripts or things like that has referenced this of being a powder that if imbibed causes arcane or divine, like any kind of magic to just amplify. That it's like even the most meager of spellcasters, it maximizes whatever their potential is.
Oh,
That's what you get off of that with that roll.
yes. Oh, this is quite the find.
What is
it? Yeah.
I mean,
We're just
Ah.
like,
Oh,
say it again.
Yellow desert rose. It's known to boost the power of mages and clerics to their most extreme limits,
Can I try?
in my
it?
experience.
for mechanical purposes, with what you roll, because there's potential aspects. When imbibing this for 1 hour, any spellcaster who casts a spell does maximum damage.
ooh.
I want that.
Yeah. So this isn't something we want falling in the hands of just anybody.
Like a dragon.
Especially a dragon.
It would be better in Juniper's hands, but Maven wants it real bad.
Don't do
You
a lot
want
of
to
damages.
attempt at the case with the stones in it?
Yes.
Roll me 3 checks, just 3 Arcana checks.
Okay.
Careful.
Seeing as there are 3 different types.
At a 12.
Okay.
A 21
Okay.
and another 21.
Okay. The first one, you're not 100% positive of. You get the sense of it does some sort of explosive or heat or some kind of, it like might set something on fire. It might cause light. Like you're not positive, but definitely does something that would
Okay.
augment a weapon sharpened upon this. The second one, you 100% are sure it is a frozen whetstone. If a bladed weapon is sharpened upon it, for the next encounter, it will do an extra 2d4 cold damage to anything it hits. There is one of the frozen whetstones.
Okay.
For the last one, there are 3 of that more silvery metallic one. Those are refining whetstones. Same thing for the next encounter. Any bladed weapon that is sharpened upon them does a +3 to attacks and damage
Nice.
Okay.
for that encounter. And there's 3 of those. It is a one-time use. You sharpen them, it falls apart. The magic is spent, but it makes it a +3 magical weapon for whatever next encounter happens.
Could be very
Okay.
handy.
Ah.
So
Yeah,
draw
you look like the
conclusions,
kind of
yeah.
handy fellow who might be able to put these to good use, but they probably belong in better, more protected hands. Like a museum.
Goddamn right. Mick, inspiration.
Okay.
Not for this character specifically. It gets inspiration.
Right.
So what's the plan today?
Should I be bringing Murdet down now?
Dear, this place
Benson can
stays
help.
here even after we leave for a while. Benson immediately starts to walk over and she's like, Benson, hold on, just wait. And he's holding like a pitcher of like orange juice and has another platter and is like, she's like, let's keep this going. This place is secure. We probably have, and she kind of looks up at the chandeliers, and you can see actually looking up at it from this angle, it looks like a chandelier that almost looks like a clock, like hours and everything. And she's like, we have probably about 12 hours where this stays here. Everything inside is protected. I can recast it after that. It takes a little bit of effort, but it's more comfortable. I believe, and she kind of looks over at Theobald for just a brief moment. We were going to check out the archive.
What's the archive?
It's, I guess, the city's library.
What
So
city?
it would have.
The city, Ellen Zalonia.
Oh.
You haven't had the chance. They've told you briefly of it, but you haven't, because they had to leave, had the chance, and you were looking forward to this as well.
Yes.
Murdet
That
would probably be
absolutely
liking a
sounds
library too. I think we should be bringing him back now.
Yet,
We gotta tell him, right?
We
we can't.
We had a good night's sleep. Everyone is rested. Now is a good time to do that thing and bring him back.
Yet, do
He's-
you remember how
he's
to
paused.
use your blue hand?
Yes, kind of.
Do you remember? Remember how you kind of used it, to get us into the desert, and you didn't mean to?
Sort of. You were all telling me of that, yes, but
So that's kind of how it was yesterday, with bringing Murdet back the first time.
we will do it again.
I can't.
What do you mean can't? You just did it. You just did it yesterday.
I can't do it again.
He did it. He did it. And you
Theobald's head
helped.
kind of goes down.
He was all pale and not moving and not breathing, and he brought him back. He did that with a big stick, and you helped him. And you can do it again.
Could you
Yes?
take us to the desert again, Viet?
What? What?
Exactly. It happened once. They can't do it again.
Why? Why can't do it again?
It doesn't work like that.
Why is it not working like that? I am not understanding.
I know.
So let's do it
It's-
again.
It would take, well, I don't know. Killian knows, but someone help me.
Yeah.
Because it would kill you guys, right? Potentially, if you brought him
It's
back.
more complicated than that. And like,
Also,
you don't
there's
know
only
the
so many
thing.
souls, blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
yeah, it's
All
yeah,
that good stuff.
it's a lot of mixed. But Talcia at that point, because I rolled really high for her giving a shit.
Fair.
And he's cute. She just kind of slaps her hand on the table abruptly, and she looks at you, Viet. Little dwarf. He can absolutely bring him back.
Then yes, let us be doing that.
But we can't do that right now
Why?
because the gods, the dragon gods that you know, they're very bad, and in the afterlife they want to eat your soul. That is all they do. That is all they're about. And I understand if this is a lot to take in and you seem to have certain limits, but I feel like you're smarter than even you let on. He's in a very safe place right now. He's right in between both of those places. His clock is paused. That is literally what has been done for the next 10 days, or 9.5. It's hard to explain how I can feel what he did, and I can't explain it. I don't do that kind of magic. But anyway, his soul right now is trapped in his body. He is only adjacent to the horror that is waiting on the other side. If you can get rid of all of this and help us get rid of the dome, the barrier, and save all of this land, we could bring him back like that. But until then, we can just keep his clock paused. How is that?
Yeah, we'll start standing up. Let us go do that then. Getting his
Holy
gear.
shit, that worked.
Let's just do that. If that is what we need to do. I am not understanding why you can't do it now, but if we have 10 days, let us not be sitting here eating.
Oh, no. We have more than 10 days. We can keep redoing that. If you would trust us with your friend, we can keep his clock paused until the dragons are dealt with. And she looks at Theobald, and you can see he looks like he's right on the edge of an emotion. And he just kind of shakes his head. It's like, we'll keep him safe.
Why can't we be bringing him back now? You just did it yesterday.
Theobald looks at you, and I only have so many fingers I can cut off.
Murdet would cut his fingers off for you.
What if he ran out and he needed to save you? If we wait, we have more fingers. Yeah.
But Viet, so Chris is
Yep.
snorting.
Yeah.
Viet is nodding, flexing his own fingers on the right. He's got the dynamic war draw not deployed, but he's got it in hand and like it's flexing his fingers. So we need to go get more fingers.
Oh my god, that worked.
Yeah. And Theobald just
Twice in a
without
row.
Scott's cracking a little bit, but Theobald will be like, yes, we do.
Where are we getting fingers then?
And he just, I don't know, but out there. Each of those.
Sure, Leech
dragon
has a
gods
bunch
have
of
one.
extra fingers laying around.
Oh, for
And he's
sure.
like, I do, but right,
well, look-
they're not the not those kinds. I mean, I do have a lot of things, but right. I feel like this is not the right time.
Where do we get more fingers?
The archive?
Talcy
Yeah.
will kind of re-chime in and just be like, we have to deal with the dragons.
Guess we'll let us be doing that then.
And this, everybody, I feel like kind of just takes a look of just, yeah,
Yeah.
to the archive.
To the archive.
Ooh, the archive.
Is everyone okay to keep going a little bit longer? We're
Yeah,
right
but-
at that.
Viet would, if everybody's like finishing up, or Viet would try to slip away, go up the stairs to the room again, and
Okay.
he'll have a quiet conversation with Murdet and probably
How about
fingers? Manny and Fenris as well. Yeah, explaining about fingers, how they need to go get more fingers. Now Manny and Fenris are going to help. Keep an eye on
Has
Yeah.
Viet, as Viet walks off, Worm he says, "Who knows if there's a hope left for this world, but that dwarf's tenacity gives me some optimism."
One of the good ones.
The only good one left.
You're good, Maven.
I appreciate you saying that. But I'm great. Now let's go to the archives.
To the archives.
DM Scott is asking, are we okay going a little bit more?
Yes.
Okay,
Oh,
just
yeah.
making
I ate dinner
sure, just
before
making sure.
session this time.
Well,
so
I
we're
know
fine.
sometimes, okay.
I did too, but I've been
So-
drinking water.
This dirty little gnome will offer his arms to each of the ladies too. So
Mm. There's three.
Especially
I don't
Juniper.
understand this.
Maven
I
the
don't
Great,
understand this gesture.
Juniper.
I'll take what
don't-
I can get. Let's go.
What is happening? What?
I'm linking
Uh,
arms.
A little.
Oh, is that?
No.
Oh,
Miss.
got it. Yeah, no, sure. Yeah, let's off to see the archive. We're off to see the
Yeah.
archives.
As you three do that,
Archives.
Viet, you have your moment come down. They all obviously waited. You follow behind the group of three.
Yep. I'm leaning over to Theo. Is he trying to be boyfriends with both of them?
I
Yes.
believe at his age, he's trying to get whatever he can. And Telsia at that moment will be like, "Well, gentlemen, who's escorting me?" And she'll hold out both her hands.
Oh,
With his blue hand.
And she's like, "Oh, it's so soft." You moisturize. And Theobald begrudgingly will just, yeah. And you all make your way out of the doors back into that antechamber, make your way to the other double door, twist the stone, doors open, and all walk in. Theobald will reseal the doors. And then he will walk over towards
Is this
the
some
middle of.
mechanical seal, or a.
It's like twist a rock and the door is shut.
Yeah.
Twist a rock and the door is open. Yep.
Viet would be interested in that.
Yeah. It's seamless. Like when the doors open, there is no seam of where they should shut. And when they shut, there is only artistic, filigree of where they would join.
This is good stonework.
Yes. As you all walk in, you will see, give me just one moment, that same room I described, and Theobald will walk up towards the middle platform, press a small little crystal that is just slightly offset from the middle and just push it down and then step back, and the whole room will brighten up from where those platforms of that quartz material is around, and it'll have a bluish white glow to the entire room. And suddenly in front of you, you will see this large, nearly 7 foot tall illusion of a leonine, think more like white tiger kind of humanoid in gold armor with a white scarf around his neck, and standing there with his hands crossed in front of him, look at all of you and just nod his head. "Hello. I am the archive of Alan Zolonia. How may I help you today?" And Theobald will look at all of you and is like, "It took us nearly 3 weeks to get him to speak common."
We are needing fingers.
my gosh.
"I do not understand the question. I apologize. What fingers are you speaking of?"
God fingers.
You'll see a slight glitch in the illusion, and then God fingers. There are many references to fingers of the Lord's, and it'll start going to a definition of parables that I was not prepared to have in front of me.
Not
But
preparable for?
yeah.
Again,
Scott.
you dangle these things out there, and then you expect
I
them
know.
to bite on them. Come on.
Yeah, I guess I didn't see it going that direction. But literally, it makes no sense to any of you, these
It would make
stories and all
absolutely
that.
zero
but then-
sense to they start talking parables. Yeah, no, it
Yeah.
doesn't make sense to.
A pair of
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, what? Pair of fingers?
What are bulls? Bulls? Blizz? Blizz. What is a pair of blizz?
Nothing. What's a pair with you? Anyway.
Talcy will be like, as amusing as this is, let's focus up.
God fingers, yes.
Yeah. Who are you? Where are you from? What is this place? How did it get here?
You'll hear, I am the archive. I am a repository of all information that has been collected by Alan Zenolia. Alan Zenolia, the city you are standing in currently. The city arrived here 1,600 years ago upon landing upon this beachhead. This beachhead formerly was the land that was protected by and it starts to go into references that you are not familiar with, have no context to, but it landed here intentionally. It is from a long ass time ago. It was intentional, and the city is called Alanzalonia.
Wait, what's a beachhead? We don't have beaches. We have cliffs.
Yes.
Would Viet know about how Callan first met Sorva? Would that be a story that he would have told? I don't know.
Mick, might have been a story that around switching watches, walking, would have been a story that he might have actually shared of how he met Queen Sorva?
I don't know that he would have been.
Yeah, I kind of don't think he would have.
Okay.
I'll save that joke for later then.
Oh, there's a joke there? Then definitely. Yeah. So 1,600 years ago.
1,652 to be precise.
We have records of a great upheaval on this world since then. Did you or your people or Alan Zolonia have anything to do with that?
The dragons, yes. The broodmother of the dragons tried to create an event that foresaw the end of times, as it was referred to. It has come and gone many times. This time, though, we had enough defenses that we were at least able to prolong the event. The dragons swarmed our world. We fought back. We, Alan Zolonia, were them amongst for research, trying to defend and create things that would help defend our world from them.
Oh, this is astonishing.
Viet will pat his side where he's got his dwarven dynamic war rod. He understood that part.
Your world, is that the same as our world?
Please clarify.
The land that we stand on, is that the land that you came from?
Okay, I'm going to roll for interpretation of that because their perspective is different. Yes, all of this land is our world.
So you, the people who constructed you as an archive. They were from this world. Yes?
Yes.
Why did the dragons prevail?
The dragons did not prevail. Last contact with other locations was the dragons were stopped. This area became isolated during the I'm trying to phrase it correctly, during the conclusion of that event.
Is it prison?
No. I think
Where-
what he meant was, what is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow?
An American or a
Really?
European swallow?
No,
I'm
not
taking
really.
Where
back
did
that
the dragons-
inspiration.
No.
Where did the dragons come from?
The brood mother, far below the surface.
Is the brood mother still there?
Yes, sleeping.
Let's wake her ass up. She's got to discipline her children.
Worm will be falling over himself and pulling out a map of the known world. And can you point out the coordinates? Where is the brood mother? How do we find it? Where?
How many fingers does Broodmother have?
Okay. You're going to suddenly, like, the head is going to turn multiple directions, and it is unadvisable to wake the brood mother. She cannot be stopped at this current time. And then all of a sudden you'll see your map superimposed in light next to the figure. And then all of a sudden you'll see a globe with just your little section. That is your map. And then on the other side, there's a dot.
Would Oliver have any idea that there was such a
Nope.
okay?
Nope. Like, to everyone, your world is Karat.
Our world is currently in deep turmoil because of dragons. How can we reverse that? We need to stop them. Otherwise, there's no hope for the people of this world.
You'll see, like, another one of those glitches happen, and the figure will just look at you, Worm, and be like, insufficient data to assist you on the how, but obviously you probably need to deal with your dragons. All dragons at the event were dealt with. Lingering dragons obviously are outside of the immediate conclusion.
Yes, but how? How do you deal with the dragons?
They have any weaknesses?
Every dragon has its own weakness. Every dragon has a stone connected to its power.
Stone.
Can you?
And all of a sudden you'll see a weird diagram of this city. And then near the center, you'll see a blip of light. Deep at the core of this city, Alanzalonia, we have one of those stones that helps power the city. All cities use one of these dragon stones to actually power the city. They were found and used to sustain power and help facilitate all research and arcane research that is done. Every one of the cities has one of these powering it. It is encased in a cube encasement that has the power within.
Maven, didn't you say? Didn't Callan say something about that? About their mission?
So,
Yeah, you were the crew along with Theobald who were at Alan Dole, right?
Alan Dole, yes, one of the 5 cities.
Viet will shiver.
So what do we do with these cubes when we have them to stop the dragons?
Each stone has its own connection to each dragon. If you use the correct stone with the correct dragon, you have power and dominion over them. With the incorrect dragon and the incorrect stone, you only have advantage.
Which stone does this city have?
Insufficient data.
what?
Is there a way to
Where-
tell?
Yeah.
Dragon stones typically emit symbiotic auras when in close proximity to their host dragon.
Well,
How close?
It'll look at you and be like, very close.
There are being Viet is counting on his fingers. There are being 7 dragons. 7 dragon gods in this land, yes?
yeah.
But 5 cities?
Scott is having problems remembering the count because I think it's supposed to be 6.
6 cities? There's 6 dragon gods plus the misbegotten brother.
Right.
Yes.
That's why I was like, you said 5.
No, 7 dragons.
Yeah. You said
And
5.
you said 5 cities.
Oh, 5. Different reference. He was talking. The archive was talking about like Alan Dole and stuff like that. Like 5
Yeah.
cities,
5
not
cities.
the cities you're familiar with.
Yeah, no, I
Sorry.
get it.
Okay. Making sure I understand
That
that.
are 7 dragons, but only 5 cities and 5 stones.
Correct. Not all stones were used in the preparation of our cities.
Were some of these stones for dragons that are not even here? Ones that were done in the concave, conclave.
Yes.
So this stone might not even be for one of our dragons that are here.
Correct.
But it would still give an advantage.
Correct.
Better than nothing, I guess.
Correct.
Archive. Are you able to mark the locations of the other stones for us?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, a map reappears. You see, okay. Well, it'll take too much time.
Want me to
You
share the
see the
map?
map reappear. Yeah, by all means.
I think I can do it.
If you can do it quicker than me, my computer is going to bog down the second I try to open something up. A couple weeks and I get a new computer.
I'm so jealous.
As you bring it up, I will just start. Oh, there we go. All right. So, Alan Dole obviously is down. Nope, to the right. Right there. That is around to the south there. Somewhere in there is where Alan Dole is.
Mhm.
Now, if you go straight north to the right, down a little bit by the right side peak, roughly that area, that is where Alan Zolana will appear. Then you will go down to, might have to zoom up just a little bit.
I can't zoom on this.
Oh, you can't?
This is my background. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Go to the Deadwood, to the Dragon's Claws Mountains in there. There is another light that pops up. That is Ellen Belendos. Then far to the south, northeast, south, east, sorry, of Hailstone in the mountains, way to the south. Yep. In there, that is where Ellen Merkenfol is. And then one other city that you just see appears way off your map is blinking.
To the left or the right or the south?
Like here is where Karat is.
Mm-hmm.
Here's where the Broodmother light was.
Mhm.
And like down here is where another one is. Like outside of your
Outside of our sphere, outside of our continent.
Yep.
And what was that location called?
Oh, that is Alan Aldonis.
Thank you, Archive.
Many thanks,
Welcome.
computer. I don't
Well,
say that out loud.
If you ever get in contact with your friend again, maybe you can have him send a love letter to his girlfriend with one of these things and see if that's the correct stone.
I
All
don't think we're gonna
communication
be
with
getting
other
him back.
cities have been disconnected.
Oh, sorry, Archive.
I know. I was having fun with you. Sorry. About that time, as you're kind of going through all this, the figure will look at all of you kind of like doing this kind of passive looking around, and then kind of, you have your information. You should probably act upon it sooner than later.
Yeah, you're right.
Yes,
Let's get out of here.
Archive.
What do you
Are-
say
Shut
back?
down.
Are there? Wait.
I'm just
Too
kidding.
many things.
Are there any?
what-
Are there any tomes detailing the history of Karat before the advent of the dragons in our time?
Yes, many. Many stored here, many stored down deeper within the city.
Can you identify the location of such tomes?
There is a map of the city, and imagine kind of like an iceberg where you've got like a surface layer of the city and then kind of a cone shape going down, where it has like a legend next to it of identified, probable, and unlikely in different colors, and it's like scattered throughout the entire city. And as you kind of look at it and go like, oh, the voice will just, Alanzalonia, in your language, Windborn Intrepid, was a research city. We focused on research to compel or to deal with the dragon incursion, as well as research and document all of the known world and information that we had. Many tomes and books would be available throughout all of the city, a diverse amount of information that we both are aware of and can only hypothesize is available throughout the city.
This is like a information overload for Worm. So he's scribbling down as much as he can to like make notes about every location he could see, and desperately, can you give me specific location? Most comprehensive strategy against dragons.
And another barrage of like it's like depending on the context of what you were looking for, and it'll go into like, it's so general of a question where it's like, this is literally a research city. So it's like, depending on the topic of how you want to do that, it has many options. I will say during, like, as you probably are going back and forth and be like, all right, can you identify, like that, Maven, Viet, Juniper, anything specific that you do during this as Worm is diving into An archive.
June's paying attention to all of it, and she has her own
Okay.
questions she wants to ask. So,
Viet
Yeah,
will
this
wait
is all
for his
going over
questions,
my head.
but he's gonna look around the rest of the room here.
It's it's a beautiful room, but beyond that center point of that illusion, it is just like you can see different lights and stuff that are shining down, probably making that illusion. Beyond just looking, are you investigating specifically?
Viet has no clue what in the world even.
I understand that, but also
Investigator, so-
dwarf, so
Yeah,
you know you
I mean,
have
he'll be
advantage with
poking around.
stone.
Yeah,
Okay.
if he likes that door, he'll be looking for any other kind of interesting mechanisms like that. It's also a professional, right? Interest, any kind of door, secret door, blah blah, blah, right?
Roll me an
That's-
investigation with advantage because of the dwarven stone working.
Woohoo! That would be a mighty 7.
7. Fucking top notch work. Okay. Juniper, what question or whatever would you have? Like during all this
Man.
interchange, because
yeah.
Mick, unless you have specific things you really want to hit, I just want to hit the other characters
Oh.
real quick.
Yeah, I do.
Um,
We can come back or whatever.
We'll do a round
Um,
robin. How about that?
Gotcha.
so- Juniper first.
Yeah. She would be asking questions about the pantheon, like about the old gods, the gods that were before the dragons. Probably the first question she probably would have asked was, I had it in my head and it went bye. Like what the pantheon was.
We'll come back to that. Maven, what would you ask?
Yeah. So say there was I want to ask the archive about dragon influence on people and champions or whatever they're called. It's not vassal, but that's the word that came to my mind.
She called him her knight.
Knight. Dragon
Yeah.
knights.
You'll get a barrage of information. Most of it very okay, that sounds like you've dealt with like paladins, things of that nature. Except the main thing is as you start to hear it and it sounds more and more like, okay, I know what a paladin is, divine and all this stuff. All of a sudden it has a very big click of like, no, it's a warlock pact. And it is 100% a deal, but not always with them is it a contract like where fiends have a very civilized kind of like, no, I can't just take your soul. I can't trick you. You have to knowingly do this thing, and I'll give you this thing. Like it's a civilized order to it. Fae have also, even though it's more tricksy, have a like, I will give you something and you will give me something. You may not have known you gave me something, but that was a deal,
Right.
Same as them. I might have given you something without you knowing you took like, oh, here's some water. Oh, good. You were thirsty. Now you owe me something, that kind of thing. But the dragons have a thing of where it's like literally just being in the wrong place at the wrong time, or like it is a thing of force. If you're not strong enough to just unconsciously say no sometimes, it can just be a thing.
Okay. Is there any information on how to break those bonds?
Kill the dragon.
With pleasure.
Like that is typically the best way. The only other thing you get is remind me who's carrying that dagger that was found. I think it was you, wasn't it, Maven?
I don't think
Yes.
we found the dagger, did we?
Yes, you guys made a point of looking for it, and
Mhm.
I think
I
it was
have
you,
it.
Maven.
I have it.
That'll be the thing of like a Dragonbane weapon such as that would probably help.
I'm glad it's on me. I'm doing the killing blow. I'm just dibs. I'm going for her eyes first.
Dragonbane weapons are specifically engineered to cause extra damage. That specific weapon was actually created here. Also, if embedded within a dragon or one of its under its influence, it will disrupt any power the dragon may have.
So say that again, but slower. If I stab Callan,
Basically, if you attack a dragon with this weapon, it does extra damage. If you
Yes.
stab a dragon or stab someone under its control in any way, while the weapon is within them, it disrupts any possible specific dragon magic.
Stab Callan in the head. Got it.
I
Not
mean,
in the
or
head.
thigh.
Not in
I
the
mean-
head. Not in the head. I got it.
Head.
Not in the head. Sorry.
Take his fingers.
Take
All
his
right,
fingers.
Viet, would you have a question?
Are there any more of these weapons or tools to be used against fighting dragons?
Throughout the city. Another kind of barrage of less specific, but more like probable locations. There are lockups, there are experimental labs, but it does also say, like, over the fact of 1600 years have passed, there's potential of damage and looting and stuff like that. But there are a lot of possible locations.
He'll nudge Worm. You're writing that down too.
Yeah, and this is as you're like writing stuff down too, and they're asking some questions while you're like, you know, Mick or Worm, would you have a question you'd like to specifically ask again?
Yeah. And like Viet was looking at the door and such, he'd be like, it's scrolls, tablets, books, anything. Look for whatever you can find. And then he pulls out a thing and he asks, I accessed some power a long time ago by reciting a poem devoted to a god. And can you identify which god this is? And I have like an etching of the tablet, and I have a coin that accompanied it with some sort of image and an image of an old Karat landmark. And those are the only things he has associated with his divine access to divine magic.
Okay. That'll actually match perfectly with Juniper's. So you'll see the light kind of scan through, and during all of this questioning, I think Viet, ironically, you'd be the one who noticed the most that Talcia, as you're looking around and stuff like that, seems almost perplexed. Like she's looking and at first was very interested as everybody else was. And then starts to like look at Theobald and then look back and then look at Theobald and then start to look and looking at like all those different glowstones around that are projecting light. And then she starts to, you see, pull out her wand and start gently waving it. And then she walks over to Theobald and whispers something into his ear. She seems like...
Would Viet
What?
catch that?
Roll me a perception
Just
check.
hyper awareness.
Yeah.
That would be a 25.
Oh. So as you like, she walks over and you can see she looks very suspicious, a little like nervous. Dear, none of the arcane focuses are active. And then the figure standing there looks at you, Worm, and says, There are many gods within the pantheon. That is an archaic form of that particular symbol. My brother would be appreciative that you found it. And then looking over at you, Juniper, dear, the answer's within you. The pantheon is within you and without you. It's all around. We've only been here waiting for the bloodline to be reignited. And then the room goes dark. And that's where we're going to end this episode.
It is a trap.
Oh no, poor Viet. Poor Viet.
No, he has dark vision. He's a dwarf. That is where we're going to end this episode. I hope everyone enjoyed. We went a little long, but
Yes.
we needed to get here at least to a fun little spot. We have lots to follow, and we have in the future weeks coming some fun little snippets and secret episode-y things coming. So look forward to that. Also check out our Redbubble store because
Heck
there's
yes!
merch, and
Merch!
check it out. I'll be buying some more soon, personally.
Yeah.
Same.
I need a new mouse pad for the new computer
Dude,
coming.
these new colors on the logos are like mwah.
And I love
Wait,
that.
when did
too.
those come out? Those are sick.
Just a little, like not long ago.
It was early mid-December.
Yeah.
Wow,
like
I'm
yesterday.
a bad.
That was a good
I'm
suggestion,
bad-
Catherine.
Yeah.
That's
So-
a wedge.
For everyone, thank you for coming back into
Yes,
the new
thank you.
year and joining us. Until next week at 7:00 Central Time. Another episode. I told you.
Oh my God.
I am DM Scott. With me, as always,
Killian.
Chris? Oh, wait. Did I jump order?
it doesn't matter. Come on. Let's keep going, people.
No, that's
This is just guaranteeing us episodes.
Catherine. And Nick.
And Mick.
And Nick down there.
Oh, we can't hear you.
Oh no.
Oh, and Mick
Hey.
playing
Have a
one.
great week. We'll see you next time. Thank you for joining
Bye.
us. Bye.
Bye-bye.